We are about to replenish and freshen what is called the chef, C-H-E-F. And what we're going to do is each day we add a certain amount of water and flour to keep basically what everyone calls a sourdough starter. We're going to put in additional 4 ounces of water. I'm measuring. It's on a scale. 4 ounces. And we're going to add 4 ounces of stone ground white flour. That was pretty close. And then we're going to stir it up. And we're going to stir it up, get some air into it. It is now 3 a.m. It is 8 to 10 hours before I want to begin to make dough for the bread tomorrow. I am about to turn the chef into what's called a Levain, L-E-V-A-I-N. And I'm going to take what is now pancake batter consistency and add flour only, not more water, but just flour to make it a dough consistency, and then let it rise and for 8 to 10 hours. So I'm going to put in, start with 6 ounces of flour. We are about to make our dough. We're going to take 18 ounces of water. I've already measured it out. And we're going to put 18 ounces of Levain in the water. And we're going to do that now. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to measure the container and take out 18 inches. So that's 16. 2.6. You see the nice bubbly texture? Can you see that? That's perfect. Okay, here we go. 18 ounces. It was 2 pounds 6. So I need, that's like 15 ounces. I need 3 more. This is kind of a weird science. 2.6, and that's about 18 ounces. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the mixer. Just mix her up. Not going to look down inside. Can you see? And it's going to froth up a little bit. And this is 28 ounces of white bread flour. And let it get spun up. There are only 4 ingredients to bread: flour, water, salt, and yeast. Well, this particular bread, because it's a sourdough, it doesn't have yeast. The yeast is in the Levain. And so one of the 4 ingredients is salt, and this requires 1 tablespoon of salt, which I've already pre-measured. And I use a salt that comes from France. It's hand harvested French Celtic salt.
Oh.
It's $8.95 for 14 ounces.
Wee wee.
And I bought this 10, 15 years ago, so it might be $20 a pound now. That's it.
Voila.
Oh, I'm gonna have all the salt in there. Okay. But now we're gonna keep adding flour so it starts to form a dough. Okay, we've been running it for about 17 minutes on the mixer. I'm going to finish the kneading by hand. So we're going to take it off the mixer. That's my timer. And I'm going to flour the board. Counter. I'm going to get my hands floury. And take the dough off the hook. We're going to knead. It's going to be a little sticky at first, but oh, does that look like bread dough. Ah, looks good. Real bakers do all of the kneading on the counter. But I'm a lazy modern baker. I guess I use the mixer for most of it. I think I got a ball to get a coat of oil. Then we're going to turn it back up. And we're going to cover the bowl with saran wrap. Okay, the dough has been resting for 2 hours. I'm about to punch it down in the bowl, then put it out on the counter and knead it for a little bit. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare this to have the loaves rise one more time for 2 hours. To do that, we want to take our cloth and make sure it's saturated well with flour so that the sticky dough doesn't stick to the cloth. So we'll kind of rub in the flour.
So what is that utensil, Stan?
I forget what it's called. A couche?
Just make up a name.
Couche.
I like that.
I'm going to make sure it's well floured. Okay, we are now going to form 2 loaves. Sometimes it sticks. One by one. I'm going to deflate. Then we're going to start forming. Roll it over and stretch it out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice coating of flour. Coating of flour so that the saran wrap doesn't stick. And now this is going to sit in the room with like 75 degrees for 2 hours. Then it will bake. See, it's rising. You can see that it's getting bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little over an hour before we're going to actually put the bread in the oven. So we turn the oven on now to 450 degrees. So the oven gets hot, and you'll notice the cooking stones, which holds the heat, and the bread bakes on those and gives the bottom a nice crunchy crust. The peel has already got some parchment paper, because I prefer to use parchment paper rather than cornmeal, because it's easier to get the bread in the oven, and you leave the bread with the parchment paper in for a while. And then here's my knife that I'm going to score the top of the loaves before they go in the oven. After 3 minutes, we're going to put more water to steam. The steam makes the crust really crunchy. So at 3 minutes into the bake, we're going to water again. 3 minutes after that, we're going to take the parchment paper out, because otherwise it might burn, who knows. Now we are going to put water in again for more steam. But you might want to take a look in there, and you can see that the bread puffed up a bit. That's called the oven burst. Here we go with the water to get some more steam. So, the bread is coming out of the oven. Oh, God, those look beautiful.
Looks beautiful. Looks hot.
Turn off the oven. Let's see that, hear that crunch.